Velkommen alle sammen! 100,000 subscribers is near, so I thought I'd do a special video. I'm just getting ready to pack all of this stuff that's going out as gifts to Patreon supporters, and the winner will be announced of the competition probably this week later on. You can still register to enter the competition. All you have to do is go to my website and sign up for the newsletter there. You can unsubscribe right away if you want to. It's just so I can have an easy way to email you if you win the competition. And here are the names of people who are entered, and I will draw these names. I'm gonna cut them up and pull it out of a hat, and that will be the winner. So that is one contest, and then the other contest is going to be between patron supporters. They are automatically entered. But I thought I'd do this video. I usually don't like doing these types of things, but it's almost time for a celebration, and you guys have been asking me this for a very long time now, and it seems to be a problem that a lot of people deal with. How do you deal with discrimination against pagans? How do you deal with people discriminating against you because of your beliefs? Or in other words, how do you tell people that you are pagan or that you follow the Old Norse religion without them holding it against you? Well, I must say I am not the right person to ask about this, because I have never had this problem ever in my whole life. No one has ever given me any issues. I have a bunch of Christian friends, I have a bunch of Muslim friends, I have friends from all over the world. No one has ever given me any problems for believing the things that I do and following the Old Norse religion. As usual, the answer to most of the problems that we face as modern-day pagans today is don't be a cringe pagan. Really. This, I think, can solve 90% of you guys' problems if you're facing these things. If you're acting like a cringe pagan, you're gonna get some shit from the people around you. But if you just act like a regular person, like a good old person, and you know, you have your beliefs, then no one is really gonna give you any problems for whichever religion or belief system you follow. That's at least from my experience, so that's all I can say. But I'll leave you kind of with 3 tips in order to explain this one a bit better. I'll give you a better explanation than just saying don't be a cringe pagan. So, first tip: you don't have to identify yourself this way. You don't have to feel the need to come out and just give yourself an identity like, hey, I'm a Norse pagan. Like, it's almost like when I see some of these people doing these things, it's like they're almost trying to get an aggressive or negative response from whatever they're saying, whether it's their co-workers or their family or whoever, Christians around the neighborhood, whatever. I even see some people saying like, oh, I'm a Norse pagan, yeah, I worship Thor and Odin, what are you gonna do about it, huh? Well, of course people are gonna give you some shit then if you treat it like that. But me, first of all, I don't even really talk about my beliefs unless I really know the person. There's no reason for it to really come up in regular day-to-day conversation. But if it does come up, something about religion, and somebody does ask, I always say like, yeah, you know, I just have my own beliefs. I follow what makes sense, and I believe the things that matter to me. I take a little bit from all kinds of different religions around the world, but mainly what I focus on is the beliefs in the Old Norse tradition. You know, the native beliefs of Northern Europe. And then people say, what does that mean? You worship Thor and Odin? I'm like, okay, yeah, kind of, I do, but it's definitely not what you think. You've been told a lot of lies about this religion. And this leads us to our second point. There's so much misconceptions about these religion because of the cringe pagans, but we can start to clear these things up, and we can just say a couple things whenever people are a bit confused or they are wondering why we believe in the things we do, why we follow the Old Norse ways when it seems like a dead and crazy religion. First of all, like I always say, no, we don't worship a big old one-eyed god in the sky and a big, strong, angry, red-haired god with a hammer that are sitting up there watching over us. That is not what the religions are about. The gods are symbolic. They represent various parts of nature. Like most of you guys know, you guys can explain it just as well as I can at this point. But always remember, this doesn't mean that we are atheists just because the myths are symbolic and the gods are personifications and metaphors for different aspects of nature, the universe, and things inside our own body. This does not make us atheists. Remember, in ancient cultures all over the world, humans believed these things all had a spirit, they all had a consciousness. The sky was not just a big blue sky up there, it had a spirit, it had a consciousness. The clouds, the thunder, the mountains, the trees, the ocean, these things were all believed to have some sort of spirit or energy to it and some sort of consciousness. This is what animism is about, and most people know this word animism, but they don't really understand it. So that's the first thing you can tell people who is kind of a bit confused about your beliefs. And this clears up 99% of the things if people start to ask these questions. And then actually people start to get really interested, like, huh, really? I never knew that. That's really interesting. Well, what about Valhalla and hell? Don't Vikings believe they die and then they go and fight for eternity and just get reborn every day and just with a bunch of men? Isn't that kind of gay? Isn't that what you believe your afterlife is? Well, no. Not really. Yeah, Valhalla is a thing, so is Hell, so is a few other realms of the dead that we have records of in the Old Norse sources, but the main focus in the Norse religion is on reincarnation. So yes, we have Valhalla, we have Hell, we have all these things that seem to be certain realms. We don't really know much about it or who goes there or what they are. It's definitely not clear, but it is very clear that the religion revolves around reincarnation. This is the core of the afterlife beliefs in the Norse religion. And again, 99% of people think this is super cool and they are super interested. All of the people I've spoken to, even the hardcore Christians, and wherever they are from in the world, whatever religion, they start to get a bit interested in things like that. And especially, this leads us to our third tip. You can start to explain to them that their ancestors, no matter where they are from, they had almost an identical belief system if we go back far enough in time. Just remember that Christianity is only 2,000 years old. Islam, how old is that? It's a little more than 1,000, 1,200, 1,300 years. Judaism, a couple thousand years, right? But every single other place in the world before that was pagan. Before Christianity, everyone was pagan. Everyone was pagan for tens of thousands of years. As long as humans had a brain to think, humans were pagan. They believed in these same types of things. They believed that the nature had a spirit, that they believed in reincarnation, they believed in all these things. And then you can ask these people, you know, do you know anything about your native religion? Where are you from? Oh, you're from Japan. Cool. Oh, you're from Africa. Oh, awesome. You're from South America. What was the beliefs like? Do you know anything about that? What was the native beliefs of your people like before Christianity came in? Again, 99% of the time, people are very, very interested in these things, and they might not even know about it, but they can tell you something. Even if they're fully 100% Christian, they're never going to convert, and we don't want them to convert either. We want them to have their own beliefs. We don't want to force our beliefs on anyone, but it's just really cool to see how people look into their own history. Most people are interested in their own history, their own ancestry, and the way of life and the beliefs of their ancestors going far back in time is a part of that. It's a big part of that, as a matter of fact, and you will find that most people are interested, and they will stop kind of looking down on you for being pagan. I know you guys have experienced these problems before, being discriminated against, or how to tell your family that you're pagan, or how to tell your friends or work, or how to come out of the broom closet or anything like that. I don't know your situation. You could have a much more strict and rigid, community around you than I do, but for me, I've never experienced any of this. And now most of my friends and family anyway have seen all the crazy shit that I talk about, and I've still never really felt any negative reactions towards that, because they still know me It's not like when you come out as a pagan, you're just some crazy cult devil worshiper or something like that. No, you're the same person, you're the same logical, good, friendly person that everybody knows. As long as you are a good person like that, they're not going to have any negative thoughts about you if you subscribe to a certain belief system or not. So that's all I have to say for this video. I'll film a live show as soon as I'm hitting 100,000 subscribers, and I'll announce the winners of the competition. And again, you guys will pick anything you want from my shop, and I will send that out to you probably sometime next week. So that's all I have to say for this video. Vi ses nästa gång.